What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Pokemon Dungeons and Dragonites, episode 28. Back with the crew, with the people, with the trainers, the friends.
Hey,
Didn't like that.
I'm Eric. Oh god.
You can keep running with it, though.
Oh my god. Oh man. All right. I'm Eric. I play Silver Rowan. He's a Pokemon trainer. He trains rock-type Pokemon and others.
Ooh.
Such as?
Fire,
Yeah.
Psychic, Ghost,
Ooh.
My man.
Dragon, Rock, and then we'll just end it there.
It's very
Okay.
informative.
And I'm Tyler. I play Leaf Nadine, future champion of the Kanto region, founder of the Fighting Type Gym, game show superstar, friend of Item Edo, master of the Firebird Moltres, purifier of the Pokemon Tower, inventor of great ideas, lover of fine potatoes, and co-dad of the little baby girl.
Little baby girl. That's it. Oh, you made him fall asleep.
Little baby girl.
Hi, I'm Mitchell, and I play Gray, the nerd.
The nerd.
Not completely wrong. He was how he was introduced.
He's the smartest of all of you.
Actually, not completely wrong. It's not wrong at all.
And I am Chandler. I am your professor, your dungeon master, the person who actually takes care of their child, because Silver and Leaf cannot be trusted to take care of a young Pokemon. So I'll take care
Little
of
baby
it.
girl.
Little baby girl.
So last episode, if you missed it, our friends, they did actually hatch this shiny Togepi. Gray was able to inform them of what type of Pokemon it was, having them never seen it before. Before Chad coming up, taking them on this idea, or not taking them on this idea, informing them of this issue that had arisen.
You can take me on that idea whenever you want.
I'll take you on an idea. That had arisen about some poachers happening over on Route 13 from the SSN. Gray went ahead and headed that direction to start looking around, traveling with Professor Elm and Oak, who were stopping by Fuchsia City with Chad, while our other two trainers met back up with Marina at their secret base. There, after a lot of fun, buying some baby equipment, and maybe no one can prove it for sure. They definitely stole a healing machine from a Pokemon Center distribution warehouse.
Allegedly.
Allegedly that happened from security guard Samuel Jackson. And they flew back to their base, which is actually where we are beginning things today, with a new map of the secret base. I updated
boy.
the secret base. It looks a little cleaner. It's got that little extra room that you dug out last time. So actually where we find ourselves is, last episode we wrapped up as you all had made it back to your base. You brought the Pokemon healing machine inside, and over the course of the night got it set up, running some of those wires from the solar panels you already, or the generator you already had set up for your lighting in there, got everything hooked up. It worked, so you see no issues with it. Everything seems to be going before you all curled up either on the couches, the chairs, or in Tyler's case, on the giant Snorlax beanbag chair that they had purchased. So the next morning, you wake up. You know, you all are getting started for your day. When, if Silver and Leaf, if you could make a perception check for me.
Perception.
Oh, brother. Oh, dag nabbit. I didn't bring up my character sheet.
14.
Oh boy, what's it gonna be? 11.
Perfect. So actually both of you catch this. So you're not meaning to, but you know when you're around people and like they get you're talking and you're like near one another, and someone like gets a message on their phone, and you happen to just like glance because the phone lights up. You aren't, or maybe you are. You aren't purposely trying to read the message that appears on Marina's phone screen, but you see it for just a slight second. That says it's from Green, and it says Cerulean City, 4 p.m. and that's all it says. And after that, Marina gets it, and she like quickly like swipes it away and like looks at the two of you, and she goes, hey, you guys are meeting up with Gray today, right?
Yeah, we're all meeting
up with Gray today.
Yeah, for the problem.
It's the thing I told you. Listen, big deal. You guys are doing your whole thing, being dads or whatever.
Co-dads.
Yeah, co-dads. Like I said, I saved some Pokemon, and I guess it's just time for the parade or something or another. I don't know. I gotta go.
We could come.
No. No.
I mean, I love being celebrated.
Yeah. See, the thing is, they wouldn't be celebrating you. You didn't do anything.
I mean, didn't I?
You know what? I will. I'll text you when it's time for the parade. I'll get everything set up for you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and I'll text you. And she kind of like pats Leaf on the shoulder, and as she does, she kind of looks at you, Silver, and just like gives like a slight nod, like no. And she goes, "So, I'll text you later." And Marina exits
See you, Marina.
the base.
Wow.
Leaf, I'm starting to feel like she's ditching us for somebody.
I'm starting to feel like we just went through a terrible divorce and we only get her on the weekends.
Wait, then who's our ex-wife?
I guess Green.
Oh. Why does that hurt so much more?
Because she has a fully evolved Blastoise and we're still on first stage Pokemon.
Oh.
You evolved your Pokemon. You have a Charmeleon.
I have a
That's
Dragon
first
now.
stage Pokemon.
Well, it is, but like...
It's base stage, first stage,
Yeah.
second
So with that, the two of you, realizing the time, are like, oh, we gotta go meet up with Gray, and you head out to jump onto your legendaries and head that way. So while that's happening, we...
Also, real quick, I'm assuming we healed all our Pokemon on our newly found.
All your Pokemon are healed.
Beautiful.
So with that, we flip over to Route 13, where we find you, Gray. You've been over at Route 13 for a day. You got over here yesterday after leaving the SSN. You kind of made your initial findings. You kind of looked around at some stuff. Got an idea, lay of the area. Went back, met up with Professor Elman Oak. You guys had a nice dinner with Chad as they kind of talked about the Fuchsia City Pokemon Research Center. A lot of really fun and interesting, thoughtful conversations between the four of you, ideas shared. And you find yourself back here this morning on a different beach, kind of looking around. If you could go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Ooh.
Is that Jinx?
6.
Oh, a 6. So as you start like looking around the beach, just trying to find some. In talking more with Chad, you kind of heard more about like this poaching of these Lapras. You okay there, Tyler?
Jinx is being a little jerk.
Hearing more about the poaching of the Lapras that has been going on here, so you kind of have an idea of where you're looking. But as you kind of look around, you're not really finding anything. You're finding the similar things that you found yesterday in your first initial look. You found like some droppings, some little tears in the trees that you know as a researcher, similar to like bucks in our world kind of scratch up against trees to mark territory. You've seen a little bit of that here and there, but you just aren't really finding anything. What would you like to do? You did get a text from the boys saying, hey, we're headed your way. So you know that they'll be here in like 30, 45 to an hour. Is there anything you want to do in that time?
Not really. I mean, I could just continue to search.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, tell me like what you're looking for, how you're looking for it. Are you using a Pokemon to help? Anything like that. The world is your oyster, as long as the world is Route 13.
Oyster.
Which Pokemon
Shelter.
do I have?
The world is your shelter.
It's your shelter.
Clan Pearl. Huntail.
Ooh, you have a -2 in investigation. Yikes.
Fanfi.
No, you don't know about Fanfi. You don't know anything about a Fanfi, Tyler.
It's usually the most intelligent that are a little aloof with the things right in front of them.
Wow. Everyone has a -2 to that. That's cool. I'm not going to use any of my Pokemon.
Okay.
I'm just going to continue on my merry way.
All right, so just to lay out the land where you are, you're kind of right off of Route 13. You can kind of see Fuchsia City off behind you. There's like some nice palm trees up here and there. The water kind of out. You see the sun kind of starting to hit about, not over your head because it's still early. It's about 10 a.m. as the sun is rising and you're kind of looking around. You see water. There's some small little islands littering the coast. And you can kind of see, if you look far enough just based off of where you are, you could see a huge island, just because of the way you are. And because you know where you are, you're like, Johto's that way. I can kind of start to see the west side of Johto, but I know it's like way over there. Where specifically are you looking here?
I'll look off in that area because I do know that Lapras do like to migrate.
Okay. So you kind of make your way down closer to the water. Go ahead and make another investigation check for me. And the DC for this is lower than what it would be if, like, say, Leaf was looking here, since you do have a... Well, even if Silver was looking here, because Gray has a background in Pokemon research and knowing about habitats and knowing about different Pokemon's interactions.
That would be a 16.
Ooh, okay. So as you kind of like get closer to the water, and you're kind of like looking, and do you get into the water, or are you staying out of the water?
I'm gonna stay out for now.
Okay. So as you're kind of like looking around, you kind of get down to the sand as like the waves come up and kind of beat away. You find some fun like shells and rocks that kind of grab your attention for a moment, like, oh, that's pretty, and and you kind of see mixed in with some of the water that comes up and comes back out, like droplets of red mixed in. And you watch it coming back and forth for a moment, and it's the way it kind of like separates the water. This looks like blood. And as it kind of comes in and out, as you kind of look a little closer with that roll, you kind of only catch it for a second as the waves kind of crash over and kind of beat away as it just another pulls back in. It looks like there are some scattered and ripped nets that are slowly being brought in by the waves from potentially you don't know what, but you're starting to get an idea of what could have happened.
Okay.
And I'll say around about that time, as you're like looking more into this, following this, you start to hear the sounds of some heavy, heavy wings. And as you turn up and look, you see Silver and Leaf. Are you waving? You hi?
Hey.
You see a very stoic, brave, interesting, incredible man coming in, and to their left you see Leaf on the back of his Moltres. As the two of you,
the brave one was screaming at you.
as the two of you getting closer and land on the beach.
Hey guys.
Hello, my son.
Leaf, what? No, we have a daughter, remember? Togepi?
Oh, it hatched?
It's my
Yeah,
baby.
that's right. It did hatch.
We're in Japan.
Is
What? We're in Japan?
point of order, is little baby girl with you? Or what did you do to little baby?
Girl is with us in a chancy backpack, being a good little baby.
Yeah, on my back.
Sounds
Awesome.
good.
I gave her a little worm buried in it.
So this is actually a good question. I have her in my backpack, but I don't have her in my lineup of Pokemon.
You do not know.
None of us own her. She doesn't have
Right.
a
Okay. So I'm just making sure that it's not my responsibility to have her in my Pokemon lineup.
No. No one has yet captured this Togepi.
Okay.
We
It
just
is-
kept our backpack.
Yeah,
Gray just
you have
suddenly
taken
throws
care of it, but none of you have thrown a Pokeball at it.
No, we,
Ray just throws a Pokeball. We're just staring in shock and awe. Like, what just happened?
I don't know. Do you take your children and put them in cages?
Well,
Yes.
depends on who
Sometimes.
you ask.
What?
I mean, technically, I'd put my son in his crib every night. That's kind of a cage.
No?
Anyways, I digress.
So what are you guys doing?
Gray? How's the researching going?
Yeah, and turning up some interesting new finds.
So, you need our help with anything? What are we looking for?
As a matter of fact, I kind of do need your help. I'm looking for some Lapras, and there's something in the water that's catching my eye. It's kind of concerning.
Oh, really? Like what?
Blood,
Debris? Driftwood?
blood, debris, but nets mostly.
Cool. Shells.
Haven't seen shells yet.
Seaweed.
There's some of that. I'd like to eat
He's
seaweed.
probably gonna be in the ocean, Leaf.
Well, I mean, I'm just naming things that I know are in the ocean.
I mean, but we could just ask him and he'd tell us. So you found netting.
Yeah, I did.
You know, whenever I like have a pack of like soda or something that comes in those little rings, I always make sure to cut it up so that it doesn't get stuck that way on sea creatures.
Did you
You
say
are a
that's a
blessed
good
soul.
thing?
Hmm?
What?
What'd you say?
I said they do say it's a good thing to do that.
So is that what you found?
No, something bigger. Well, a part of something bigger, I think.
Do you have any on you?
I mean, it's right here, washing up on the shore.
Oh, look at that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you see, like as the waves come in, like a little bit of this netting and different stuff just like coming. It's all kind of like shredded, and there as you do you pick up any of the pieces?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll pick it up.
All right. You don't even really need an investigation check for this as you kind of pick it up. It's torn, it's tattered, and there's dried blood all over it. So
Holy crap!
Silver, what's it smell like to you?
You just shove it in my face.
Yep.
you get immediately just hit in the face with the smell of seawater. You know, nice
Yep,
and salty.
It smells like the ocean to me.
You think you'll be able to find them with this?
Do you think I'm like is? Do you think I'm some kind of like dog?
I thought you were the tracker. You've been
The
leading us all
tracker?
over this place. I thought you knew where things were.
I mean, I'm pretty good with survival out in the wilderness, but
I thought you were doing.
I don't track things down by smell.
Oh.
I mean, but I have a Lapras. We can go out in the ocean and figure out what these netting came from.
I look for any wild Pokemon around.
Make a perception check. Perception check.
7. Dang it.
You see, as you just kind of glance about around you, some water.
Hmm.
You're
Dirty
pretty
20?
sure you see what looks like a huge Dragonair swimming through the water. It's like giant, and
Silver, right
and you
there.
kind of rub your eyes, and it's just a cloud passing.
Silver, there's a Dragonair in the water. Stick your face in the water and start talking and see if any of these things know what's going on.
Again, I don't think you understand quite what I can do.
As he is going on about this this nonsense with your dirty 20, Silver, you kind of like glance past him. You see in the water out and away like some Magikarps that are popping up. You see a few Goldeen pass. You also see over on the shore a little bit down the way, you see a handful of about 5 or 6 Slowpokes that are just kind of laid out on the beach, kind of just catching the morning sun. You also
Man, there's a lot out there, Leaf, but I don't think there's a Dragonair out there.
see Krabby.
Oh, and look, there's a little Krabby. Look at him! Look at him go!
Quick question. Pause real quick. How does Silver carry his Pokeballs?
So, he did have a hiking backpack that had, in my head, he had like them strapped along the backpack strap. So now he has a Chansey backpack that has them down the Chansey strap with
Chandler.
Togepi.
So as he is looking,
Yes.
because I'm not wrong. Who am I? I'm not wrong. I'm Leaf Nadim, future champion of the Kanto region. I'm gonna grab Dragonair's Pokeball. I'm gonna grab Brock's Pokeball.
First off, make a sleight of hand check.
Okay, I'm good at those.
Against
5.
5 against
I'm not good at those.
against nothing.
okay.
Silver, as you're looking around, like hearing him point about this and kind of just seeing these other Pokemon, you see his hand start to just go for one of your Pokeballs.
Oh, hey, which one do you want to see? I mean, I can pull them out for you.
I point at
Leaf?
Drot. I point at Drot.
Oh, okay. And I pulled Drot out. Hey, Drot.
Can you
Leaf wanted to see you.
swim into the water a bit?
Into the water?
Uh-huh.
Drot, do you want to go in the water?
Drot like kind of looks up at you, kind of like as much as a snake can, shrugs and kind of like moves close to the water, like looking back at the two of you.
There it is. I told you. Man, it was Drot the whole time, my guy. How about those slowpokes, though? You think they'll be any interested in talking to us?
Hey, Drot, come here. I want you to talk. Have you met Togepi yet? And I'll just let him like, climb up on the back of me and
Drot
start
kind
talking.
of comes up and kind of like goes around your neck and kind of like sits and it's kind of like hitting on Togepi, kind of like fixing their hair, stuff like that. What, Tyler?
Drot evolved, right?
It's a Dragonair, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's big.
Okay. I can remember.
It's bigger than it was.
So
So
it's,
I'm
I mean, it's still
probably-
laid around you, but it's like a Dragonair is rather light, and its little ears are flapping up, so it's kind of like around your neck. But you feel the weight of it, but it's not like
Crushing me.
Silver's like a buff dude. He's a mountain
It's
man.
pretty big. Just because of his mountainous years.
So what are you guys doing?
Well, Gray, you said you wanted to find some Lapras.
You both,
And this
point of
netting
order,
is kind of-
Silver and Leaf. You both are aware of why he's looking for the Lapras. You two were mainly the ones asked to do it.
Right.
From Chad. I just want to like the two of you were the ones asked
Right.
to do it, and kind of like you guys kind of like pawned it off to Gray to go start looking while you did
Right.
nefarious things.
So I'm continuing
Okay.
along those lines. So Gray, you were wanting to find these Lapras. Well, I mean, we could head out there and check out where this netting's come from. It's a little concerning to us as well.
Yeah.
Leaf, you want to head out there?
Sounds good. I'm all about talking to some slowpokes. I hear they're very intelligent creatures.
No, not the Slowpokes. The Lapras. We're gonna go find some Lapras.
That's what we're doing.
Right. All right. Well.
Sorry, I was texting Yellow. She didn't answer yet.
Shit. What did you send to Yellow?
I did.
You were just playing on your phone. Wonderful.
Leaf was playing on his phone. Leaf was looking through all the text messages that he had sent to Yellow.
So I have a Lapras. We could just all hop on the back of that and trek out there and find them.
Can Lapras? Gray stop. Can can Lapras do echolocation?
No.
Like a whale song.
Not the same way that the whale can, but
But similar to this weird mythological Pokemon
Um,
called a whale.
Silver or Gray, you would actually know this that Lapras can use a song to a degree, can use their song to a slight degree of echolocation, seen in an episode of early Pokemon Season 1, actually.
As a
Wow.
matter of fact, yes.
Have to Google it.
Interesting. Interesting.
well, that's really cool. Well, I mean, this'll be like a piece of cake then. We just hop on Lapras and get
Soft
the
cry.
echolocation going. So, I mean, exactly what is the echolocation like? I mean, did she like click around or?
She sings similar to a Wellwood. You've seen this from your
Oh no,
Lapras.
I'm sorry, DM. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Gray.
Oh, okay. I was making sure you knew because you own the Lapras. You've seen it do it.
Oh, wait, have I?
Yeah, like I mean, it's just like how any other Pokemon, like they make noise. Your Lapras has like you because you've ridden it before from
Right.
Cinnabar to Pallet Town, and it kind of like has like a little song that comes out, kind of like a whale passing.
Oh, yeah. I just didn't know if that was like. I didn't know if
I would
knew
say
that was-
Silver. You probably wouldn't know that, but you have heard it do something. But you don't. You probably at the time
Okay.
you probably didn't know what that was.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I mean, anybody have any opposing thoughts? We can get Lapras out here and check it out. We could probably send our some of our birds out to scout a little bit too. I mean, Leaf, if you wanted to, you could hop on your bird and go flying out there, just kind of radar it back to us.
No, great. Can Moltres echolocation? Do you know birds with echolocation? Can they do that too? Kind of like bats, like a Zubat.
I mean, I'm just gonna walk away.
Oh, hey, great! Here, just hop on Lapras, and I'm throw Lapras out and climb on board.
Lapras like goes flying out, and just slams into the water, and kind of looks over at the three of you.
Silver, when it does the big belly flop, is just gonna go, yes! Super stoked about that.
Very impressive.
And are you all three climbing aboard?
I am.
Cool. Gray, you hop up on after Silver has jumped up there. Leaf, what are you doing?
Well, co-leader Silver wants me to get on my Moltres and scout. So I'm going to do that.
It was just a suggestion. Leaf can do whatever you want. You were even welcome on Lapras if you wanted to.
No, there's not enough room.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, wave bye, Togepi.
Well, okay, but I get off Moltres and I walk over
Okay.
and go, Silver.
Yeah.
Her name is Little Baby Girl.
Well, yeah. I wanted to give her the choice.
Little Baby. I mean, you didn't give Boy a chance.
No, boy likes his name.
Get him out and let's ask him.
Do we right now? Okay.
We'll do it later.
Okay. All right. Fine. All right.
Fly away.
I'm sorry. Look, you know what? And I'm gonna channel into my. I'm gonna channel into my oh crap, what is it called? Into my deep connection,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, hey, little baby girl.
She can't talk.
Where? Tuka?
Son of a gun, I forgot about this.
She can't talk.
Well, I'm just gonna talk in a way that maybe you can understand me better. When you can, let me know. Do you want to be called little baby girl or Togepi?
Head kind of turns a little bit.
We don't know.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Oh, yeah, it's fine. We're gonna go on the ocean.
Tuka.
All right, here we go. Lapras, let's get out of here.
Okay, let's go.
It's also a female, just so you know.
Yeah, and
I mean, I just want so you knew.
where are we headed?
That's a good question. Gray, what do you have a heading? What do you think?
Why don't I actually get a little bit of help with that? And I will take one of my Pokeballs and throw out my lovely little Whooper.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. As this Pokemon kind of appears out before you, Silver, you have never seen a Pokemon
snap.
that looks like this. A little smaller shape with little pink protrudings coming off of the side of it. A small little thing that you've never seen before, other than when it pops out, you heard Gray refer to it as Whooper. And
Nice.
what are you up to? What are you up to, Gray?
I'm gonna scoop up some of the bloody net and
Okay.
dangle it in front of Whooper and say, "Can you help us?"
Whooper, whooper, whooper. What are you trying to get it to do?
What is Silver here?
Silver hears. What do you want me to do?
Sniff for the blood.
Make an investigation check.
For myself or for
For Whooper, for the Whoopie boy.
For the Whoopie boy.
Whoopie boy.
Good old Whoopie Whoop. Bum, bum.
Ooh, heck. That would be 15.
15. So as it kind of like looks around, and it kind of like looks over into the water and kind of like ducks its head completely underwater, kind of like pops back up, looks around, and then it just kind of. Whooper also doesn't have arms, so it kind of just like gestures with its head, and it goes, "I think we should go that way." Okay, let's go. And Lapras starts heading off in that direction. Leaf, what are you? What are you doing? Are you on Lapras?
No, I'm on Moltres.
Okay, you're on Moltres. So you see them start to head out like a little southeast bearing away from the land. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Shoot. I don't have Pidgeotto with me anymore. I think when I got Moltres, I tossed Pidgeotto to the curve.
Wow.
So we're gonna fly down close to the water,
Okay.
and we're gonna do that little scene from Harry Potter when Harry's riding on the hippogriff, and it like
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like skirts the water. Yeah.
I'm gonna look for Laprases, and I'm gonna say Moltres. We're looking for Lapras.
So I just want to make sure we're setting the scene as best as we can. So this is the water. You fly down. You're now on top of the water, and you're looking at the water for Lapras.
Yeah, I'm sure Laprases swim underwater, right? Also included.
I don't think Lapras swim underwater. You are looking for Laprases. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I'm pretty sure Lapras can learn dive.
I'm pretty sure it can too.
Lapras does indeed go underwater. It also shows during one particular episode that I can't remember off the top of my head when. Didn't Lapras use dive during the Orange League? There we go. Perception.
I stand
Probably go underwater.
corrected.
18.
You don't see anything.
What do you mean?
You see water.
18.
No. As you're looking, you don't see any Lapras, but as you're passing, you do cross over some Magikarp, some Goldeen. You see
Any shiny?
what?
Any shiny goldies?
No. You continue going forward. You see a school of Tentacool come past. You don't see any Lapras under the water. What you do see, though, with that check, though, as you're kind of getting further out here, you do start to see some more nets tattered. And are you going the same direction that Lapras is going? That silver...
Generally.
What?
Generally.
Okay,
Generally.
so you're kind of like spread off. So you're seeing some like tattered nets and stuff. It not like a ton. You're not like, wow, there's so many nets out here. But you're just like, I feel like this is more nets than I should be seeing. And you do see like some. Every now and again, you'll come across, because you're flying so close and looking at it. You do see small little, barely noticeable at first, but only because you rolled an 18. Just droplets of a liquid that doesn't match the ocean, which you can assume is blood just based off of that. Silver, your phone rings.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, co-leader Silver.
Yo.
I'm getting some strange. Can you put me on speakerphone?
I mean, I might not be able to hear you. It's kind of loud as we're moving through the ocean. Yeah, sure. Put him on speakerphone.
Substances.
Yeah, see, that didn't work. What did you say?
Oh, well, I gave Grey Coon my regards, and...
Oh, yeah. Hey, great. Leaf says, what's up?
And, I see some kind of strange substances over here on this side of the ocean.
Should we head over that way?
It looks like blood.
This side of the ocean.
Looks like blood.
Yeah, in my vector coordinates of the ocean, I'm seeing some...
So, like, kind of like what was on the netting?
Yeah, but there's, like, more.
Is there like a trail or something like that?
Is there, like, a trail or something like that?
No, you're just seeing it every so often with just,
Yeah,
like...
every so often.
And it doesn't look like it's going in a certain direction. It just looks like... It looks like you're just coming across different where battlegrounds have been.
It kind of looks like certain battlegrounds I've come across.
Okay, well, I mean, let's just keep scouting. You can come back here. We have a heading. Lapras is following. Well, you've never seen it. It's this freaking coolest Pokemon ever. It's called a Wooper. No. You're thinking. You're thinking of a pooper. That's what you're thinking of. It's canonical now. You can't get rid of it.
So, Gray, while they're having this conversation, you look over and about 40 feet away is Leaf on the back of a Moltres, go in the same direction. And like you're hearing half of the conversation where it sounds like they think they're not near each other, but you're like, he's right over, and you're just thinking more and more about, man, is this the right group to be a part of? But as you're kind of looking around with the help of Wooper, you're starting to see more and more of these tattered ropes, stuff like this. Off to the side, as you're kind of going out, you kind of like look back over. You're about 40... No, let's not use feet and measurement. Let's use...
Metric.
Let's use the metric system that I don't know. You're getting about half a mile or so away from the coast of Route 13. And off to your like southeast, you see an island down there. You see another one over to the west a little bit. Nothing big about these, but like that's what you're seeing here. And these ropes and everything. It doesn't look like they are going in a certain direction.
I pull out my phone.
Okay.
I send a text to Silver.
Okay.
Hey, try to do a little indoctrination while you on that Lapras. And then I send a GIF of a Pikachu. Well, all those Pikachus are like marching in a line and they have like those little helmets on. You know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about the Nazi helmets?
No, I'm not talking about the Nazi helmets, Eric.
You said marching, and they have those helmets on, and they're all marching in a line.
No, in my head, I saw it perfectly, but I'll find it. Give me a minute.
This?
No.
Similar.
Okay, not that one.
It was from like Season 1 of Pokemon.
Okay, well, we'll get back to the gifts. You see this
it.
gift though. What are you up to, Silver?
All right, I'm gonna say. Yeah, I guess now is probably the prime time. I'm gonna put my phone away and say, "Hey, Gray. So, what's Oh, almost. So, what's your goals? I mean, you've been working with the. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, you've been working with Professor Oak and Professor Elm. You're obviously a scholar of some kind. I mean, I'm a scholar myself in one way. It's more of a, the school of hard knocks. You like how this is the most stereotypical conversation ever. I actually I lived out in the mountains for a few years. Got to know the land here in Kanto, and so yeah. Tell me about yourself. What's your goals? What's your plans?
Well, I don't know. I've been an aide to the professor for quite some time, and it's kind of cool to think about becoming one of them.
Definitely, yeah. What does that look like to become a professor?
Lots of studying, lots of experimenting. You look at a lot of interesting things.
Changing your last
Pause.
name to be a plant.
Then suddenly, Silver saw his in, the key to how he would get Gray to join Team Shadow. Goes back.
He was saying all that out loud.
Right,
No,
yeah.
no, for a moment everything went monochrome, and
Yeah.
Silver steps off the Lapras and walks closer to this camera that's in the water, takes a drag from his giant cigar he just got, and then tips his fedora a little bit before taking this moment.
Lady.
You see,
Oh,
it
God,
was
can
it
can
was
it
in
not
this
be a
moment.
fedora? Can I just have like really slick hair and not a
Okay,
fedora?
okay, you slick your hair back and you go. It was in this moment I realized that this was my end with Gray. And then you go to drag from the cigarette again and you start coughing,
Yeah.
and then you're back
And
on
I
it. And you're
say-
like, huh.
And then I say, and not in a pervy way.
And then you're back on the Lapras with Gray.
Okay. Well, that sounds super noble. I mean, of course. I mean, it seems like that's right up your alley. So, I mean, I know we've only known each other for a short time, but me, Leaf, and Marina, we actually get to experience a lot of things that most people don't in our short time together. Just for example, we got to find all these legendary birds, which I know even I'm shocked about. So honestly, this might be a good team for you to get some decent experience on, even more than possibly the professors.
Well, see, I don't know. I kind of already have a life path. I mean, I even picked out my own last name. I mean, I was going to go with my original family last name, but I kind of like leaning more towards like Magnolia. It's a very powerful, strong sounding last name, isn't it?
Gray Magnolia.
Yeah.
I like
Wow.
Good.
Wow, yeah. Well, I mean, Magnolia is a strong name. Yeah. What is there something that's keeping you from joining our team? I mean, is it something I said? Is it something that Arena
it's
said?
No.
It still hasn't met Marina.
Who?
Oh, right. That's right. That's right. You haven't met her. Yeah. Okay. So there's a third person that's in our group that she's off hanging out with some friends right now. I don't know. But
Some new friends.
you're right. Anyways, well, I mean, you just think about it. I mean, see how things go. But they just like they say, there's no way, no better way of learning but firsthand experience. Hands on.
Hey,
Yeah.
please, we really want you to join us. Don't worry about the person who's been traveling with us forever. She's ditching us a lot now, but we're super cool.
I'll think about it.
Well, hey, but the job's ahead of us. We don't have to, finalize anything now. Just a thought. We thought, me and Leaf were talking about it. We thought you're a pretty cool guy.
I am pretty cool, aren't I?
And as you say that, Gray, you kind of look off to the side, And as you do, you continue to be going. You notice one of those islands. There's a boat. You kind of just catch it for a second as the sun peeks off. There's a boat that's like beached itself, and there's like some leaves and stuff growing off it, not off it, but next to it, trying to hide it. And it's just for that one moment as that self-reflection of, I am pretty great, as you see the sun catch this boat.
What's that over there? Whooper, go and go.
And Whooper goes whoop whoop and jumps into the water. And then as soon as it hits the water, it immediately flies out of the water and lands back and goes whoop whoop. And Silver, you hear, that's salt water. No, I'm good. No, that's salt water. That's too good for my whoopy body. I only like the cold water. You know this. But Gray, you hear whoop 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 whoop.
I think Whooper found something. There's a boat over there.
Yeah, I think you're right, but maybe get Whooper out of there. Hey, come here. I'm gonna start actually.
No,
trying
Whooper's
to help.
already jumped out. Whooper's back on the Lapras.
Oh,
It immediately popped out.
Oh, okay.
What I said?
So this is a weird segue. There's this thing that happened to me after I got a concussion. I know, super weird. Anyways, bear with me. I can talk to Pokemon and understand them, and they can understand me. It's kind of deepening my theory that we as humans are just Pokemon ourselves, and we actually have untapped abilities that we haven't been able to dive into in years, maybe centuries, maybe since the beginning of time. Anyways, I digress.
The camera's slowly like zooming out from the planet to like the galaxy.
Anyways, and it snaps back. Your Whooper really hates the salt water. Just a heads up.
People are Pokemon, and so if I take this empty Pokeball and tap it on your shoulder, what will happen? And I accidentally miss and hit the Togepi.
Oh!
No, baby, go!
Wait, hold on. He has to roll for a miss now.
Yeah.
What if he hits me?
Make a dexterity check.
All right.
Holy crap!
Hold the number.
It's natural 18.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's 8. Now this is me and Gray. Gray, are you purposefully trying to hit this Togepi, or are you purposely trying to hit Silver?
It's bright out. The sun is like.
What was
glinting off the
Gray's
water.
intention?
He was trying to reach for his shoulder.
Okay.
But again, it's bumpy water, so.
True.
Make an animal handling check.
Ooh, I'm proficient in that.
Am I gonna go into the depths of the dimension of Pokeball?
19.
Okay. So as you hit with this Pokeball, it barely misses Eric, and it hits little baby girl.
Oh, baby, girl!
But what's your modifier? That was a total 19?
Yeah.
Okay.
+2.
So as it pops into the ball, it hits the Lapras. And it stays on the Lapras as it starts to shake. The two of you kind of freeze looking at this. It rolls once. It rolls twice. Before it pops out. Eric, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, son of a gun!
Little baby, girl!
Oh, baby, go! Oh. Oh my gosh. Why? This is my +1 modifier.
If you kill our child...
A 4. Son of a...
So as the Pokeball explodes, little baby girl appears, hits Lapras, trips off, and hits the water. And you just
I'm
hear
diving in.
Toka.
I dive immediately.
You immediately pop off and jump under. Make another dexterity save.
Humans are not Pokemon.
Dirty 20. Holy crap. what
You
an experience.
dive into the water as little baby girl starts to sink, and you scoop her out and pull her up as you kind of tread water back to the Lapras and pull yourself back up.
Oh my little baby girl. My little baby girl.
Silver then gets a thumbs up emoji from Leaf.
Togepi, just for out of character, Togepi, while it's still being young, is still at full health. So its DC for capture is high.
Little baby girl.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe I brought you out here. Why did I ever let Leaf talk me into this?
You gonna leave her at home? What do you mean?
Yeah, just let Joker take care of her. Joker's like the best babysitter, right?
Well,
Right.
I mean, last time he did have that. He did have a lot to feel. He had a lot of feelings last time.
So I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna tuck little baby girl nice and tightly into the Chansey backpack again. Make sure she's dried off and warm. Give her a berry, and then I'm gonna look over at Gray and say, maybe let's chance the experiments on solid ground next time. Please?
You'll never know what could have happened.
it's true.
It's true.
Yeah. Alright. Lapras, what's it looking like ahead of us?
Well, it looks like there's that island over there. Is that where you want to go?
Whooper? Is that where we want to go?
If we're staying away from cold water, that looks interesting. There's some stuff going over there. I see some sense. I don't want to get listen. I don't want to get in the water. I don't want to get in the water.
All right, let's
Don't
go.
do it.
Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let's go to that island.
Okay. And
Leaf
Lapras.
keeps flying forward.
Do what, Tyler?
Leaf keeps flying straight.
Yeah. Lapras heads off and heads
Oh.
towards this island.
I'll call Leaf.
Oh! Hey, what's up?
Hey, you see this island over here?
Nope.
Okay, well, look where we're at.
You
see
see
us?
it. You see the island, Leaf?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna go. Do you want to go scout ahead of us?
Okay.
All right.
So Leaf on the back of Moltres, you turn and you start flying towards this direction. You kind of catch up to Lapras pretty quickly, and you guys are moving kind of in tandem as you slowly peer away and you make it to this island.
Ooh.
Was that a who?
Ooh.
Oh, that was a woo.
Burr.
Whooper.
Woo. 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 Brr-dur-dur-dur-dur.
I think it would have almost been. I mean, it would have been horrible repercussions, but it would have been crazy if I got sucked into that ball and then what happens to baby girl?
I don't
little
know.
baby girl,
Oh.
little baby girl gets stranded in the ocean with me and a Pokeball, and then Gray's like, "Oh crap, what do I do?"
Gray the human catcher.
It would have been something. Tyler, as you make this way on the back of your Moltres, which I just realized I guess never gave you one in your handouts. So you actually haven't had a Moltres this entire time in there. Have you not used Moltres?
I guess I haven't.
Because I just
not
realized I was like, I never put one into your journal so that way you could actually use it. But
I don't
anyways,
think you have.
yeah, I guess not. So as you, what?
I want to interrupt.
Okay. Like,
And I wish to say, on Bulbapedia, which we know is the Wikipedia of Pokemon,
yep.
it says that all Pokeballs, Pokeball, Master Ball, Dusk Ball, etc., are programmed not to catch humans. So with normal types, no, you cannot catch humans.
Yes, I mean, that is
Obviously,
true.
to prevent human battles, not Pokemon battles, but it's limited to just humans. Otherwise, Ash wouldn't have caught the rice. So it would have been easily just to reprogram the Pokemon. So technically, you can reprogram the Pokeball.
Technically, yes, they are programmed not to do that. Yes.
Crap.
So technically,
I
that you could
found
do
our
that.
Next heist.
What that roll was for is to mainly see if he was going to hit Silver, because nothing would have happened because of the way Pokeballs are programmed.
We have our goal.
We have our goal.
So Silver.
Holy crap! We get to the Giovanni and we capture him.
So Silver, as you and Gray are making your way on Lapras, you see you're probably about 200-300 feet away. As you're getting closer, you see Leaf kind of make his way over on Moltres, and as you get there, you see this small little island. Imagine more foliage on the island, especially around where the boat is at. You see, as you kind of get closer, these two buildings, one larger, one smaller, and just a lot of foliage around and about. Make a perception check for me, if you wouldn't mind, Leaf.
18.
Yeah.
With that roll, as you're coming up, you don't see any movement on the island. You do see, next to where this boat is, indentions in the sand that might imply a second boat is typically sat here. These boats, obviously, for this image, looks like a nice cruise ship. It's a pontoon boat, run down, plenty of room for people to maneuver. Similar to the boat you used when you made your way to Cinnabar Island. Are you just circling around, or what are you doing?
Yeah, we'll do a loop of the aisle.
Okay. As you do, keeping your eye out with this 18, you don't see any movement from Pokemon or people as you kind of come around this island. And as you continue to, Silver and Gray do make their way on Lapras. And as Lapras kind of gets closer, Lapras kind of like starts to like move their head from side to side. It's like, I don't like it here.
Come on back. You've done enough work. I'm gonna call Lapras back in.
And you and Gray and Wooper all splash into the water as you return Lapras.
Oh, I meant like once we were on the land.
Yeah, but I like that better.
Over the go.
No,
I guess I didn't specify.
You
and
make
I'm already
your way
wet.
onto the land. You jump onto the beach and you return your Lapras back. And so the three of you find yourself on a beach next to this boat and these two buildings.
I'm gonna call out Draught just to kind of be beside me, another lookout as we start exploring.
Shakes their head and is like, all right.
My deep connection is still active.
Yes.
By the way, just so you're aware.
Yeah, Drought's kind of like looking around. Doesn't say too much.
I walk up to this door
Okay.
of this
You
building.
can move yourself there. You can just move your tile.
I walk over. Is it a window like this?
Yeah, it's like a wooden door. This is like a wooden shack, and it's like a little wooden door with a window in the front of it. It's pretty run down. As you like peek in, you're not like peeking through like blinds. You're peeking through like the dirt and the dust on the blinds to a dark room. You can make out a table and chair. There's like a refrigerator. What'd you say?
Is it on the door?
Yeah, as you pull the door slowly starts to swing inward.
I look inside.
You kind of peek your head around. Tables, doors. A few doors leading in. Like a hallway doors.
This is empty.
What about this one over here? We'll walk over.
This shack is smaller than the other one, but seems to be better built. Seems not wooden, is made out of like some sheet metal and stuff. as you get closer, the smell coming from it is just dried blood. You aren't a fan of the smell as you get closer.
Oh, holy guys, what is this? Oh my god.
The door to this one, though, metal door, no window, is locked.
Hey, we might have something here. Do we want to check around the rest of the island to see if there's anything else before we come in here?
I'm gonna look around this room.
Okay, make an investigation check. Good leaf, sir.
17.
17. As you're looking around in this room, it's again, a small shack. You find 2 doors, both of which lead into small bedrooms, one into a small bathroom, and this seems to be the main living area of this. A few chairs scattered around, wooden chairs. You have like a few coats tossed over. You have some scattered old food, stuff like that. Some work boots that are scattered about. You also find a set of keys on the side of the and you also find a small little box tucked under the sink. You like open up one of the cabinets, and there is a small little wooden box under the sink.
Do the coats have any emblems on them?
No, they're just like work coats.
What's in this box?
It's locked.
I
There's
cast detect magic.
Conjuration magic? There must be a beholder. No, it's like has a little padlock on it.
I try the keys on the panel.
The round of keys has a few keys on it. One of them, you grab it, has like a little flotation device attached to it. Doesn't work. The other one's a little bit of a larger metal key, doesn't fit. And then there's another key on it that doesn't fit this either.
I'm gonna walk out and say, "Hey guys, found some keys, and I found a locked box."
Do any of them go together?
Nope. But
Oh,
this
okay.
looks like it might go to the boat.
Mate, this could be him. Those keys might work over here at this door. Do you want to come try them?
Yep. Try 'em
You
on the boat.
you walk over the second metal key that you found. Click. Unlocks the door.
Huh.
So is anyone good at picking locks?
This place seems abandoned, but almost intentionally.
Do you open
Alright.
the door?
You smell that? Leaf, you smell that? That rotting, it's like dry blood. Great, what about you? Do you smell that? Or is it just me? Because I have a concussion, so it very well could have just been me.
The two of you do smell it. The smell of blood, dried blood, some type of cleaning product that's tried to mask it, not well. But
Hey,
you-
I'm going to go run around this island real quick and see if I spot anything else before we go down there. I mean, you guys can go ahead, but I'll be right behind you. Really, what I want to do is just kind of slink through these trees and just see if there's anything missing.
All right.
See if there's anything unordinary.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me.
Or, wait, actually. Can I do this one better? Because it's trees, can I do a nature check to see if there's anything that doesn't seem to fit the natural environment?
Yeah, I'll give that
So-
to you. Yeah, I'll give that to you.
Cool. Let's see, and I have proficiency. So it's already... Okay, cool. So it's a +4. Oh, heck yeah. Natural 20, 24.
So as you kind of like walk away from this building, the smell kind of going away, you're kind of like thankful for like walking into the familiar smells of the forest and of the trees away from this bloody smell. As you look around, you see, as you start to glance around, nothing out of the ordinary. you notice there seems to be no Pokemon here. For whatever reason, driven away by the people, the smells, whatever. Seems no Pokemon here. You do quickly come across some tracks. You see different sets of footprints. Multiple times have come this way, and what looks like a drag mark that follows next to it. And as you follow it deeper into the fort again, this island is not a very large island.
Yeah, I mean, I want to follow that.
Okay.
I mean, I might get a little more stealthy or just like follow it tentatively, but I'm going to follow it until I figure out where it leads.
So as you follow it for a while, going deeper and deeper into these trees, finally about minute and a half later, you come into it's not a clearing per se. There's still complete coverage from the top, but the trees here are a little more spread out and a little larger, and you find a lot of dug up dirt. And it looks like the only thing you can assume is someone has dug a lot here and has filled back in the dirt. And as you get closer, the same smell from the shed is horrid.
So would it be out of character to assume that I would think these could be graves?
Yes.
So
Silver would assume, knowing what you know,
Okay,
why you're
okay.
coming here, there is something dead buried here. Possibly multiple things buried dead here.
Okay. I'm going to just kind of stand up from my slight crouch in shock, and then I'm say, come on, Drop, we got to get out of here. Let's go back to them, and I'm going to kind of sprint back.
While he's doing... I was about to ask exactly what you were about to say.
Gray.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to pick locks by chance?
I know how locks work.
Great. Let's work on this together. And we're gonna try to lockpick it.
Which lock?
The box.
Okay, the box. I was wanting you to say the door, and I was going to say you unlocked that door, but yeah, if you want to try and like... Okay, how are you trying? It's a little bit larger. It's probably about the size of this, it's probably, as long as this dice train, it's probably about up to here. It's a small little box that could fit under your kitchen cabinet. As you kind of move it around, you hear the telltale sounds of coins. I'll give you that.
There's money in here, Gray, and it's all, we just gotta get it open.
Could smash it.
Go Ditto. Ditto transform into Machamp. Adam Itto.
Hey, wait a minute. Wouldn't he... Wait, did Gray see Ditto change without seeing a Pokemon before? He's seen it before then. So
No,
it's not
this
like
is your first time, Gray, that you have seen this. In the past, you actually didn't use Ditto at all.
He used Ditto, but I think
He
it
did.
turned into one of the
Pokemon
that were...
He turned into Zapdos, I think.
Yeah.
So this is the first time, and you know this as a researcher. Ditto needs to see the Pokemon to turn into it. And Leaf just throws out this Ditto, turns his phone, and says, turn into a Machamp. Or he doesn't actually turn his phone, he just turns into a Machamp. The requirement for it is it has to be in your Pokédex, but you don't actually have to show it to him. And then he just, and is now a Machamp standing before you. The only slight difference is the eyes.
Rip this open. What?
And as he says that, the Machamp grabs it, just slams it into the ground as it pops open.
You say something here?
I'm just looking around for a Machamp to see if there's like one anywhere nearby.
You don't see any.
What?
Are you just like in the ground, like just counting through the money?
I'm going through everything that's in the box.
As you kind of like pull through all of it, you find roughly, and by roughly I mean exactly, you find 350 and 43 Pokecoins. Which are Pokedollars, but they're coins, but the dollars. You also find a small little stone, about the size of, I don't know what you said, probably about the size of like a large quarter in our world, about like that size right there, and it is completely round, very perfectly circular. It is a very colorful looking stone with some type of engraving on it that you
Is that a Mega Evolution
that you've never
stone?
seen before.
Put that in my pocket.
I'm obviously not there yet, by the way.
I walk over and I hand Gray 114 Pokecoins, and I go, "You okay?"
First off, how did your Ditto do that?
That's what they transform. That's what they do.
I know that, but we're alone here. What?
Okay, listen. You know how I asked you the first night we were hung out on the potato bar how you felt about vengeance or justice?
I thought it was justice.
Honestly, the only thing that was going through my mind was how good those potatoes were.
Those potatoes were pretty freaking good. I believe you, and I know I'm not even mad at you for only thinking about those potatoes. So listen. We came across this Ditto that was being experimented on. Turns out, yeah, I know. It was being experimented on by some really bad people. And we took out those really bad people. And then I took Ditto with us. And the experiment they were doing was making so that Ditto didn't have to see things. Like you could just see a picture of it to transform. I used him on a game I show in the video. This is Ditto. This person, that's Itemito.
And you see a video from the Cinnabar Island games. You're very familiar with the Cinnabar Island games. You actually you were watching this live with this show, and you remember it now, the big reveal that it was a Ditto all along. You, of course, as a researcher, assumed it was just a trick of the camera, a trick of that, because Dittos can't turn into people. That's preposterous. You just assumed it was a fun trick that they had done for the show.
So,
Hey, also, I will remind you, Leaf, I'm pretty sure, well, I'll remind you, Tyler, because I'm not there yet. Pretty sure, you're right, yeah, that you probably still have the videos of the fighting ring that we got dropped from, as well, if you were trying to emphasize the point.
is it my phone?
It was captured on Marina's and someone else's, but it was, yeah, you sent it in the group chat.
Remember, because we were super skeptical of everybody, and we were like, we got to make sure that we have coverage so that if one of us gets confiscated and arrested, you know, we went through the whole deal.
So, Grayson, I know we all have a good time, but we are here for Pokemon, and we are the justice for the injusticeable, and each one of us have a Pokemon that's been through the ringer, and we're here to make the world a better place. But anyways, that's how Ditto can transform. It was experimented on. Here's your money.
And what's this money for?
You know what money is.
Of course I do.
Money for Orange Islands?
Oh, they do. It's a lot of money to get out of my professor debts. Trust me. Still paying those off.
Professor School. So in Professor School, do you choose your own tree name, or do you come up with it like when you graduate?
We come up with this. I mean, we heard tale of in a far off land of a Professor Willow, and no wait, what did I can't remember what I came up with for his name, but yeah, there's oddly trees. Don't know why. Trees are fascinating. Haven't met a Professor Redwood yet.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask if you ever met like a Professor Palm Tree or like a Professor. Like a Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick or something.
If you're looking for a strong name, Ebony's pretty strong.
Ebony, hello?
Which is what Silver says as he walks back up to the two of you.
Anyways, sorry to interrupt you. I heard the last bit and it just popped in my mind. You know, I lived in the mountains for a while. Okay, I'm also in shock. And I also have a concussion. Did I tell you that I had a concussion, Gray?
Take this money.
Yeah.
I found it in this box.
Oh, okay. Thank you, but that's not super important right now. Listen, I found something horrible. Okay, so in the woods over there, the little there's some drag marks, and then there was some graves. It seemed like it was. All right, pause. It was just one big grave, or it was multiple?
It looked like a mass grave.
Okay, there was just one giant grave and it reeked just like this building does. I think there's something horrible happening to Pokemon here, and whoever's doing it, we got to stop them.
Well, why don't we go on inside and look around?
I think that's a good idea. Leaf, what do you think?
That's Adam Edo.
Yeah, no,
And
I know
Machamp
that.
just starts.
Yeah, I could. You see his eyes? Okay. Well, all right. Well, I mean, okay. Let's go.
Open the door.
Yeah.
So as you open the door, you are again hit with this smell. This very dingy, poorly lit room. It is just one room as you kind of stand from the outside looking in. There's a large table in the middle of the room that is covered in dry blood. There are utensils and saws and all sorts of things that you see that adorn the walls in different places. You also see nets that are some torn, some a little nicer, that are hanging on the walls. Some fishing rods. You see a small collection of dive balls that are nearby, and you also see 4 shells of a Lapras. 4 separate shells. 2 of them are large. Another one is a little bit smaller, and then the other one is even smaller.
They're killing babies.
Yeah. It looks like they're killing babies.
And as you guys kind of look at this Gray, you know a very dark side of things, that there are poachers that do poach Lapras specifically for their shells that can be used in different things. You also can make the assumption, based off what you've seen Gray being an intellectual, the money that was just handed to you was most likely money made from selling the shells of Lapras. What you guys will do?
That's not a lot of money. Doesn't seem like they're worth, it's only like a $300?
Could have just been, leftover.
$300? I win that from a kid in Viridian Forest. I don't...
It was 400. It's 400 something.
Yeah, it could have just been changed.
Is there signs of anyone in here? There's a boat here, so someone has to be here.
You don't see anyone.
I cast detect magic.
Necromancy. Weird.
Interesting.
As a zombie Lapras comes Kool-Aid manning their way through the door.
It's not the first time we've seen zombies before. Gray, let me tell you the time we saw zombies.
Wait, hold on. Leaf, maybe, after? Like, what if they come back? We gotta get out of here. We gotta search and then we gotta get out.
Silver?
Okay, all right. You're right.
Silver, make a perception check for draught.
Okay, for draught.
For draught.
What is that under? Intelligence, wisdom?
I believe it's intelligence. I could be just, super incorrect here.
What did you say?
Perception.
It's wisdom, which is freaking awesome because Draught has a +5 in that.
Yes, wisdom. I was thinking of investigation, which is intelligence.
11.
11. So as you guys are like having this argument about zombies, you still have your deep speech, and it takes you a moment because I like to imagine the way, and I think we've said this before, the way your deep speech connection works is you kind of have to focus it, which is mainly just so that way in canon you don't just always hear Pokemon, because that would be very tiresome for me to always tell you, like,
right.
Hey, you guys hear a bunch of Pidgey, but Silver, you hear them saying. So you have to like kind of focus it. And so as you're talking, you hear Drog. Silver, do you hear that?
I'm gonna look over. I'm like, what was that?
And as you kind of step out and start to listen in as well, you hear the sounds of a boat.
Guys, there's a boat. There's a boat coming. There's a boat coming our way right now. Hey, but they don't know that we're here. We didn't leave anything behind. We came on our Pokemon. What do you want to do?
I want to ambush them, and I want to end them. If they're coming here, that means they're bringing more Lapras here to slaughter. So, we should wait for them to come in this room, and we should kill them.
Hold on a second. Gray, you're new to this. What are you willing to do? Now's your chance to decide.
Murder.
Okay.
You're new to this. You say that like you guys have murdered people.
Right. Yeah, we never murdered anybody.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look Gray right in the eyes. I'm gonna say, "Welcome to the team."
All right.
Do you shake his hand? Gray, do you shake his hand?
I'm sure.
And freaking yeah. That's called indoctrination 101.
As gross as it sounds, guys, maybe we should get underneath these shells, wait for them to get in, and then we pop out, and, you know.
Attack them. Yeah, no, I'm down.
Like that.
Right, yeah.
Still don't have a gun.
So me and Draught will I'll send Draught underneath. First, it will be a real quick understanding. I'll just talk to him and be like, "Hey, you're good with this," and then
but yeah, I guess I'll do it. Getting a little bit of flashbacks. Still a little PTSD, but you know what? For you, Silver, yeah.
That's not quite how I understood Draught. I figured that he'd be down for justice, but
well, no, he is. But like, also, like, you have to realize, while he may not have went through this, he went through this adjacent. So he is willing, due to your bonding that you've done, he is willing to do this for you. But he is uncomfortable. But he's willing to do it for you.
What is he uncomfortable with? Is he uncomfortable with
just
getting
being
under the
here?
show?
Just being here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then I can feel his uncomfortable. I'm gonna lean down. I'm gonna say, I don't want to keep you here any longer than we have to.
And he kind of like shakes his head. And he's like, I can do this. I can. And he like starts to breathe heavy, and you see for a moment this like red ripple run down the length of him as Draught starts to channel its rage, which is a special ability that this Draught has.
Rick, yeah.
Or this Dragonair has, rather.
I'm going to look in his eyes and I'm going to say, we're doing this for all the Pokemon that they've hurt.
And Draught goes, let's do it. And then the riff of the guitar goes off as the montage of you guys hiding under cut-off shells of Lapras, which, you know. So just to make it sure, that is what you're doing. You're hiding under these shells.
Well, yeah, let's do it.
You are under the shells, inside of the thing, and a few moments later, you hear a boat crunch into the sand, and you hear loud talking and laughter. There are no windows in here, so you can't see anything, But for our listeners, the camera kind of pans away from the cabin as these three guys kind of climb off of this boat. They pull it in, as behind them there are 2 adults and a young Lapras that are tied. Their mouths are tied around. There's a net holding the 3 of them together, and they all 3 start to pull it up onto the shore. One of them reaches into his pocket and throws out one of his dive balls, and appearing next to him is a kingler who starts to use its pincer claws to pull this rope, this net closer and closer. Another one pulls out his Pokeball, and an Electabuzz appears, and it starts to shock these Lapras to make them start moving in the right direction. You see the 3 of these poachers carrying some large spear-like things that they poke into the Laprases, and as it does, a jolt is let off as these Lapras just are pulled and slowly make their way closer to the shed. As the 3 of you are inside with Draught hiding, you hear the door open, and you hear, "Weiss, the door's unlocked. Get in there and check it out." As as you hear one of them step inside. Are you doing anything?
No.
Okay, one of them starts to move around. Bzz, bzz. I don't see anything in here, boss. I think it's all clear. Someone just must have forgotten to lock up. Okay. Alright, clear. Get the gear ready. And you hear the sound and the struggle as one of these Laprases is pulled apart from the other 2 and is brought inside and thrown up onto the table, the Electabuzz helping to toss it up there. As it does, that same camera outside as the other poacher, with the help of the Kingler, kind of keep the other 2 in position as they pull this Lapras and flip it up. You hear this Lapras start to shift and move. Silver, you feel Draught kind of tense up next to you as you hear this sound of this Lapras starting to writhe around.
I'm gonna whisper. Didn't you say that it was more of like a feeling? It wasn't necessarily having to be vocal.
It's so far in canon, it's been vocal. I don't know what the actual 5e
I know that it's
is.
I think from me to the Pokemon, it has to be vocal. From them to me, I think I can understand feelings, but if they actually say something, then I can hear what they're saying.
So the feelings you're getting is definitely tense, unsure, and also just anger.
Since it's loud out there, I'm gonna lean over to him and whisper. I'm not gonna whisper, but I'm gonna say, "You want to let him have it?"
And Draught pushes out past the Lapras shell, and goes to attack. Roll initiative.
Also, Draught's first attack is going to be Dragon Rage.
Yes, and you will all have a surprise round. So go ahead and roll that initiative.
What's initiative for them? Their
Dexterity modifier.
Alright, so Draught got a dirty 20. 20 for initiative. And then that'll just count for us as well.
Yeah, that's just your initiative count. Tyler? While you were back there, you obviously would have had time to choose which Pokemon you were using. So you kind of just tossed it out. Gray, do you know what you're using? What you got?
I rolled a 4 also.
Okay, what's your Dex modifier, Gray?
0 for me.
Okay, so Tyler will go before you because he has a +2. That makes it easy for me. What's that last one? Oh, that makes it much easier for me. Tyler and... Cool. So first up for your surprise round, all three of you will get to go before any of them go. Draught is using Dragon Rage. Where are they directing this rage? As it pops out, you see this room, this Lapras writhing around as this person stands over with some type of saw in their hand that they're just cranking on. It hasn't turned on yet, but they're getting ready.
Well, they're aiming at the person who's holding the saw.
All right, go
Drought's gonna
ahead.
aim right now.
And Dragon Rage is that they have to make a dexterity save, or you roll to hit.
It's a dexterity save.
Okay.
And if they make it, it does half damage to them. If they fail, then it does full damage.
That is an 18. But you know what? I'm going to give them disadvantage because they are not prepared for this. That is a 16.
They still make it,
Okay.
so they take half damage so 11 damage if you want to round up.
Okay. So with that, as you pop out and hit this poacher, like
Oh, hey, it says each creature caught. Is the Electabuzz in the way too?
yeah, I guess it would be, yeah, because it's also standing right there.
So
It's a 14 for the Electabuzz.
That one, is it disadvantage as well?
Yeah. That's better, so a 14, yeah. Because its dex modifier is a +4.
Okay, yeah. So it does half damage as well.
That's why. So it also takes that 11 points of damage. Cool. So as it does that, as Dragonair pops out and sends this rage of electromagnets coming flying, the Poacher and Electabuzz go to dive out of the way as each of them are still hit with it. As Electabuzz goes flying over and kind of hits to the ground as this Poacher slams into the wall and is like shaking its head, goes, and as they start to yell, guys, Tyler, what are you doing?
I'm gonna bust out with Charmeleon, and what do I see?
What I just described.
Okay, so let me see the one guy.
Yes, the one guy, the Electabuzz, the Lapras that is thrown up onto this table, and you hear the others that are outside.
I'm gonna yell for Charmeleon to go attack the other people outside.
So Charmeleon goes charging out.
And I'm gonna follow Charmeleon out the door.
Charmeleon goes charging out, pushing past his poachers on the ground, and comes outside to find these two poachers with a Kingler and these two Laprases that are tied up. And what's he attacking?
Dragon Rage Kingler. Are they standing like that?
Kind of, sort of, as like the two, like they're kind of like laughing, talking amongst themselves as they kind of like poke their spears at the Lapras. Do what?
Dragon Rage the human.
Okay, is that dexterity save as well?
DC 14. Yes.
Natural 20 for one, and the other's 11. I'm gonna have them disadvantage though. Natural 20 for the other one, so the other one has an 11 and 10.
So did they make the save or didn't?
I don't know what's the save.
The save was 14.
No, they did not make the save.
Okay, they take 32 points of dragon damage.
Yikes! These two guys. I don't want to tell you how much health they have total, but I'll tell you it's 2 less than 30. Or it's 2 less than 32. So as this Dragon Rage comes flying, it hits these two dudes, and they go flipping through the air and face plant into the sand, not moving.
Can only hope they're dead.
Can only hope they're dead.
So I'll go ahead and remove them out of the order. Erase that.
You've solved my encounter.
I was really freaking bummed when my Dragon Rage came out on the low end.
Mitchell, what are you doing?
I scored a 10 on one of mine. That's
Right.
the thing.
So as that's happening, you graze your back there. You hear this Dragonair bust out. You hear Charmeleon. You hear Leaf go Charmeleon! As Charmeleon goes rushing out, and you kind of like can see it through like the split around the shell. What are you doing?
I'm going to reach for one of my Pokeballs, hoping that it was my second one, but it was not, and I threw out Paris.
As Paris appears, what do you tell Paris to do?
In a panic, I'd say poison powder the guy.
Poison, perfect. Is poison powder a Constitution save?
It is instantaneous,
Oh.
and it is a con save.
Con save, perfect. That is a 2.
Oop, they fail. They
So-
become poisoned.
So the one that is now up against the ground, it like he starts to stand up. He's like, as this poison powder kind of hits them, you see their face start to turn purple as he coughs and like grabs his stomach and like doubles over in pain, like reaching out with his hand. Does he take damage, or is he just now poisoned? So at the start of his turn, he'll take damage.
He's just poisoned.
Cool. So at the start of his turn, he'll take that damage, which I believe is your the proficiency bonus. What's your proficiency bonus for Paris? It's under traits.
Oops. Paris. 3.
3. Cool. So at the start of his turn, he'll take that 3 damage from poison, and he also, I believe, from poison also has a poison creature has disadvantage on all ability checks, attack rolls, so he has disadvantage on everything that he does. And so with that, we're back up to the top of the order. Eric, what are you doing? Your
Okay.
surprise round is done. We're now just in attack order.
Okay, so the 2 guys that were outside are out. I don't know that.
You don't know that.
I'm just inside looking at Electabuzz.
Electabuzz that is slowly getting to its feet, and a Poacher who has just started coughing, and a Lapras writhing around that has like these ropes holding it in place.
Okay, so so Draught is going to, still in a rage, do Twister at Electabuzz. So that's me rolling to hit.
As this swarm of wind starts to pick up inside of here as it goes flying towards him.
Which also, I can't, with the rage, I can't remember. Okay, so it's a bonus action plus 2 damage and resist some stuff, so
Yeah.
no advantage on the roll. 16 to hit.
That hits. AC's 15.
Okay. Alright, and then it is 2d8.
I'm real upset the third dude was gonna pull out his muck, and you guys were gonna fight a muck, but
A shiny muck?
yeah, she was gonna be a shiny muck, but it actually went flying out of his hand and it's off in the ocean. It's lost forever.
So 10 damage.
Okay.
It's a bummer, but I'm playing it off that Draught is just so angry that he's not able to perform properly.
Yeah, he just like sends this twister and it like hits Electabuzz, but Electabuzz like screams as this electric jolt comes out of it. And as it does, it is that Poacher's turn. So that Poacher is going to turn and go, Electabuzz, Thunderball! Thunderball! As Electabuzz shoots out a throw here directly towards Draught. You hurl an electric orb at the target in range. Make a ranged attack roll. That is a 17 plus for a total of 23 to hit. As I do math.
On Draught?
Yeah.
Yeah, 23 hits.
Okay, what is... Compare the target and user's highest speed type. So if you go to traits...
Oh, hey, but I do have resistance to electric, so...
Okay,
Just keep-
we'll get to that in a second. So go to traits and look at your speeds. For Draught,
Yep.
what is their fastest speed?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, so they tie for movement here. Give me just a second.
In the meantime, look at this.
I thought you were still outside. Sorry, Elizabeth
cool.
was coming in and I was trying to help with the dogs, but she was already inside. So if the user speed is higher, so it doesn't, so we state this. If the user is faster for Electro Ball, you actually get to roll, instead of 2d8, you get to roll 2d10 for
nice.
damage. So let me grab that.
I mean, it wouldn't have been nice for me, but...
No, but it's a cool move. For
Yeah.
a total of that was actually horrid damage there. For a total of 15 damage. You are resistant, so 8 damage total.
Nice.
And with that, it is
Not
the
bad at
Poacher's turn, because he's on that as well. He's going to clamber to his feet, and he is going to take his spear, hit the button on it as the stun starts to power, and he kind of points it and like kind of tries to hit it out at Drott as well. He does have disadvantage on this because he is poisoned. He takes his 3 poison damage, and he goes to attack with an 18 and a 17 roll plus 2 to hit, so 17 for a 19 to hit Drott.
Yeah, he hits.
Okay, for a total of... Oh, that was the wrong die. For a total of 13 points of damage to Drott from his stun stick. It's technically electricity that's going into him. So yeah, so with that, for a total of 6 points of damage.
Cool.
Because it's technically electricity coming from this little stun baton. And he took his poison damage there. And with that, it is Tyler's turn.
So, if anyone was to see Leaf at this moment, he's not his normal happy-go-lucky, jokey, carefree self. He's very stern and very serious and very angry. And he starts walking towards the 2 people on the ground. And he goes, Charmeleon, restrain that Kingler. So Charmeleon will run off and try to grapple the Kingler. And as he walks over to the 2 laying on the ground, as he stands over them, he'll say, "You're unfit to wield these creatures." And he'll reach down and he'll take their Pokeballs. And depending on if they have them, his intention is...
One of them does have a Pokeball. The other has an empty ball that was for the Kingler. The other one does have a Pokeball on their hip.
So he'll pick up the Pokeball, pick up both Pokeballs.
Also, point of order, they both have these stun spears with them as well that are kind of discarded next to them.
Okay. So, kind of kick those away, pick up the Pokeballs. You're unfit to wield these creatures. Return that Kingler. And,
so Charmeleon goes running, and he dives in to restrain it. And as he dives, you return Kingler, and Charmeleon hits the ground.
So in my head...
And he jumps up, and he gives you 2 big thumbs up.
So in my head, Charmeleon's restraining it as...
Okay. So he's pulling this Kingler, keeping it where it is, and you return it.
So I have these 2 Pokeballs, and I'm just kind of standing over these dudes. Really angry.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Is that your turn? Okay. That's your turn. Mitchell, what are you up to? You've just seen this guy. He's not looking good, but he's tried to stab at this dragon air. And he's still coughing up, and Electabuzz looks angry.
Well, I'm just gonna go for the guy because he's hurting Pokemon. So I'm gonna have Paris go right up to him and do a little bit of a Fury Cutter on him.
Shing! Roll to hit.
That would suck.
Roll and hit. 15.
That was a great sound. That hits.
That was him going across the floor.
that was him going. Sing, sing, sing.
1d6 plus 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
So as this cuts into him, as this Paris jumps up and right across his chest, his shirt gets ripped, and you start to see blood kind of starting to come down as he coughs again, as a clot of blood comes out of his mouth as he looks around with this spear in hand. Is Gray doing anything? That was Paris. Is Gray doing anything?
He's just mad.
Okay. It would have been the Kingler's turn, but it is out. So back to the top of the order with Eric.
Okay. So, Draw is going to use Dragon Rage again. I can't see it, but are Electabuzz and the guy in line with each other, or at least within 5 feet in front of, 100 feet in front of, so they are, but in line 5 feet.
They aren't in a line. So if this is Dragonair, they're both standing and
Okay,
like
yeah.
diagonal to it, like because they both attacked it.
Okay, Draught is going to use Dragon Rage on Electabuzz.
Okay.
So Electabuzz has to make a Dexterity save.
That is a total of. Oh, I thought that was a 9. That's a 6. That's a total of 10.
Nope. So full damage.
Roll that. Ooh.
32 damage.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then, as Draught is doing that, I'm going to run up to the guy, and I'm going to try and basically fight the, what do you call it? The stun.
The thing out of his hand?
Out of his hand.
Okay, we'll make opposing strength checks.
Okay. Let's see. Strength. That's surprising to me, but that's fine.
What was your strength?
It's not bad. It's 15, so it's only a +2, but... Natural 20, 22 total.
So you run up as this guy like looks over to his Electabuzz getting hit by this Dragon Rage, and he kind of looks back as you get there, you know, baby Togepi on your back, and you just kind of like punch him in the face as you grab this spear out of his hand, and he kind of like stumbles back a little bit and looks at you.
What other actions would I have at that point? Because that's kind of
that would be your action. If you have a bonus action, use a potion, do something like that. If you have something small you want to do, you can tell me, and I'll tell you if you can do it. If it's in the scope of your turn. If it's something, do what?
High five, little baby girl.
That is that would be allowed.
I'll do that.
Okay, as you pull it off and you like look at this dude, you give him like a look, and then you just hand up and you hear Toka. You get a little high five.
Heck yeah.
And that is the poach. Ooh, what?
At this point, can you tell me what the stats are for?
Oh, for the spear?
Yeah.
So the spear is a +2 weapon. So similar to if you were to, you just roll you roll a d20, add +2 to it. If it hits, it is 2d8 +2 damage.
And it's an electric spear?
And it's electric because it's a stun. It's for like them trying to like a taser is basically what it is.
Right.
For them to like move Lapras around. So with that, it's the Poacher's turn. His Electabuzz is going to pull up its fist as electricity gathers around it, and it's going to punch Draught with Thunder Punch. That is a 14 +2. That is a 16 to hit.
I'm sorry, Draught?
Yes.
Son of a gun, sorry. 16 is the AC.
Okay. So we'll go and roll damage here. That is max damage for one of the die. That's 14. That's 21 points of damage, but halved for resistance. So that's 11 points of damage. Okay. And with that, it is
looking good.
The Poacher is kind of like coughing back. He'd use his stick at this point, but he kind of looks around and sees what happened. And he caught Electabuzz. You've got this. And he turns around and like runs out of the room. And like runs out. As he gets outside, he sees Leaf, who's got like his back to him over these two guys, and he kind of like looks around, and he starts to try and turn and run towards the forest. So he makes it about here. So we'll say that Lapras is in there. I don't know where the other Lapras. Oh, there it is. It was covered.
The guy, he was still in melee range of Paris.
Yes, right? But because of the way we do this, there is no like reaction attack. In Pokemon 5e, they don't have like reactionary stuff, so Pokemon just move. So he just starts to run out. He doesn't make it very far though. And with that, it is Tyler's turn.
So we're standing over these two dudes. Are they breathing?
Very shallowly. Shallowly.
So Charmeleon's kind of walked over next to me, and I'm just kind of looking at them. And I'm thinking about just ending them. And I look over at Charmeleon, and I go, "What do you think?"
What does Charmeleon think? This is your Pokemon. You can't put this decision on me.
No, so me and Charmeleon just like kind of look at each other, trying to decide what we do. If they move, we will put our feet on them and subdue them. We're just kind of like watching them.
Okay.
I'll take those spear things.
Okay.
We're kind of, we got them captured.
Yeah, they are not moving. They are unconscious. They are very, like, struggling to breathe at some points. You can tell that they are unconscious.
Yep.
And the two lappers behind you are just they're very freaked out, trying to move the one of the larger ones and the baby one, trying to like move, but they just can't get away. And as you move around, you overlooking these two, it is Mitchell's turn.
Could I send my Paris after the fleeing person?
Yeah. So Paris like looks up at you, nods its head, and takes off running. Catches up to them very quickly. What are they doing?
Another Fury Cutter.
Roll to hit.
That would be a 16.
Yeah, it hits. Roll damage.
Sweet. Now this says, if you continue to use this move on a consecutive turn, it doubles the dice roll for each time you hit. So what do I do? 2d6?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Ooh, 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 3 is 13.
So you don't see it because you're still inside, but as the Paris comes out, and as it does, Leaf kind of like catches it in his peripheral and kind of looks over as this dude is like running towards the tree line. This Paris comes out, jumps into the air, claws shatter through the air, and for the people at home, the screen goes black and you have a slice, and you hear ah, and you hear that from inside as this person collapses to the ground, onto the ground, unmoving.
Paris then starts devouring it.
You don't know. They're unconscious. They aren't dead. And back to the top of the order, Eric.
Okay, so the Electabuzz is still there,
Yes.
but the other three are down. No other Pokemon in sight.
Yes, it is just the Electabuzz.
Okay. I am going to try. Silver's going to try, and if it's aligned right, tackle the Electabuzz outside.
Okay. You can try and force it outside. Absolutely. We'll make opposing strength checks.
Okay.
Because this Electabuzz is roughly the size as of you, so like it would be just like trying to wrestle a person out.
At least just trying to just push it towards the door. 19.
I rolled 11 total. So you're able to push it with that. And where are you pushing it to?
I'm pushing it just outside so that I'm not the only one. So that we're not the only ones.
So you kind of push it towards the door and kind of give it a shove, and it kind of like steps back and like looks up at you as like electricity current runs through its eyes as it looks at you. Electabuzz.
And then Draught is going to use his last Dragon Rage on Electabuzz.
Nope, that's a 4. I'm not even going to add anything to it. Roll that damage.
22.
Okay. As it kind of hits into it, the Electabuzz like takes another step back and it drops to a knee, and it like looks up and it like looks around at everyone, and it just as it kind of just growls as it pulls itself back up. It's not looking great as it stands there, and it looks around and it sees. I'm trying to think, who would it? Draught has been the main attacker to it, so he kind of like comes back towards the door. I'd imagine that you had to step out of the way of the door for Draught to come up and hit, but Draught's at the doorway, so he comes back in for he actually goes for a low kick. So he kind of just jumps up and kicks for a 14 to hit.
No.
So he kind of comes up and kicks out. And I'd like to imagine Drott is like starts to flinch internally a little bit for this kick happening, and Silver, you just reach out and grab Electabuzz's leg before it kicks Drott in the face and kind of just push it back. And Drott kind of like looks up at you, and like a look between your eyes, kind of like one side of the screen is Drott's eyes and the other side is yours eyes, and in the middle of the screen is the Electabuzz like tripping backwards and hitting the ground. Tyler.
Gross.
I'm just gonna pass all my turns.
You're gonna pass all your turns. You just.
I'm gonna continue doing the same thing I'm doing.
Okay, just waiting for him to move. Mitchell.
I'm going to, I guess, walk around and well, I don't know what my Paris is doing, so I'm just gonna
Eating him.
skip my turn, I guess.
It's
Okay.
starting to burrow into the guy's back.
So-
like mushroom.
We can say if you want to, you can start like helping get this lappers free.
Sure. Yeah,
So
I'll do
so
that.
Gray comes over and starts like helping get these restraints off of this Lapras. And Eric.
All right, Drought's going to use Twister on.
Cool. Roll to attack.
So it is. Yes. Okay, 16 to hit.
Yeah, that's AC. Or no, 15's AC, so you're above AC. Roll
Cool.
damage.
14.
Cool. So as that hits, that Electabuzz flips back again and is just standing there and is just, it's like you keep punching it down, and each time it like gets up slower and slower, and it's going to start to charge up another Thunder Shock, and it sends it towards not Thunder Shock, Thunder Punch. Sends it towards Drott as it comes running in with its fist with a, that doesn't hit, that's a 10 to hit. So
No.
as it comes up with its fist,
Sorry.
there you go.
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare? It comes up with its fist. Drott sends another Twister that kind of catches in it and kind of like spins Electabuzz as he kind of like crashes to the ground and jumps back up. What is Drott doing since the two of them are passing?
Right. Draught. You tell me if this is doable. I don't know how close he is.
He's like right up on him.
I meant like how close he is to being done.
Depends on what you want to do.
Well, so my deep connection is still on, so I'm gonna talk to him first. It'll be real quick. I'm gonna be like, you don't have to keep going. Nobody else is still around to help you.
So he's on his knee and he kind of like looks around. I don't need any help.
And then I'm gonna say, Draught, Twister him again.
Just roll damage.
Okay. 16.
He had 10 HP left, so that's why I was like, I'm not gonna make you. So as you send this final Twister, and it hits this Electabuzz, who's kind of at a knee and kind of like looks around as he sees it coming towards him, he just goes, he lets out a breath, and it just hits him, and he gets flung up into the air and hits the ground, unmoving. And with that, Drott looks up at you and goes, You saved me from getting kicked. And he kind of like, Drott's like heavily breathing as like they start to come down from their rage.
Of course I would.
And he kind of like comes closer to you, and he kind of like nuzzles, like Dragonair kind of, because it's larger now, so it can like hit your chest with its head and kind of like nuzzles into you.
Gonna kind of, I mean, it doesn't have shoulders, but
No.
like kind of just.
You can like
pat
you can
the
hug
side
it.
of its neck and in a hug.
It's a
Like
giant
it's a side hug, but not a side,
Yeah, yeah,
an awkward side.
So
hug.
as
It's
you
hugging
you like put your arm around it, and, like pull it in, keeping it close, your eyes close for a second as you're like feeling this moment of like knowing what Drott went through to get to this point, and your eyes are hit with a bright light as you like struggle to open them, but you can't get it as you feel two arms come around you and embrace you in a hug. Gray, you're standing there and you see this and you like shield your hands, and as you pull your hands down, you see Silver knelt hugging a Dragonite. As your Drot kind of pulls back and kind of like looks at its arms, and he looks at you and gives a head nod. We did this together.
You damn right we did this together.
And he does a hand up. High five.
And it goes right there.
It goes right through. It was actually Joker. No, it doesn't go down. It's a normal high five. And you are out of combat.
Holy crap.
So what you guys doing?
What should we do with them?
I walk out with the Dragonite. Well, maybe we could start by tying them up. And then, to be honest, I think that they'll get more of what they deserve if we take them to a local town and give some evidence.
I think we could just call the police here,
That's a good point.
or we could kill them.
Gray, how do you feel about that? Just I want to feel what's Gray thinking right now. Like it's
very, very mad.
It's your first time around these two, and you came for this and seeing the way that they have fought for Pokemon in this way.
They're a little bit unique. Currently, I'm trying to look up to see if a Lapras could learn poison powder, but I don't think it can.
I don't think we can.
Because then we could, like, say that, oh no, they all died from poison. Oh heck.
Hate to see, it just happens sometimes, you know?
But they can learn poison moves, but are people able to determine, like, what move killed them?
How's the forensic department of the Pokemon universe?
You are not sure. And while you're looking, all three of them, the one that Paris cut up is cut pretty badly across the back. All three of them are still alive, but very close to not being.
Silver's gonna kind of pipe up and just say, you know, killing someone is a hard line to cross. I'm not saying that there won't come a time that I might feel the need to cross it, but right now might not be that time.
I'll defer to your judgment on it, Silver. I have no compassion for these worthless beings. They're below anything I'd ever look at. They are not even considered humans for me. I will defer to your judgment, though.
I'm going to hop on the phone and call, I'm pretty sure we got one of the Officer Jennies. It doesn't matter if it was, or was it the professor?
Mr. Dr. Professor Jenny.
You actually did get one of the contact information from the Officer Jenny in Celadon City. She was like, you know, it was the number of just their precinct there around the time for the information about the case that you worked with Spinstar.
Okay, so basically I'm going to call that Officer Jenny.
But there is just, like, in this world, there is just 911, which will connect you to the nearest precinct.
I thought of that first, but my thought is I'm going to call this one and say, I know this isn't probably your jurisdiction, but to whoever you can get in contact with, this is a pretty special case.
Okay.
We're gonna tie these guys up and leave them here on this island.
So you're calling or telling her this?
Yes.
All right, let's do this. So, hello, Officer Jenny, Celadon City.
Hey, Officer Jenny, this is Silver. Silver Rowan.
Silver Nadim Rowan.
Silver Nadim Rowan, that might ring a bell.
I am not aware.
Back in Celadon City. With the experiment.
Oh, yes, you were the kids who were messing around inside of the university.
We're not kids.
That's one way to think about it. We have a situation.
I will remind the listeners that you had really no contact with this nurse or Officer Jenny outside of they found you trying to sneak in and you gave them an excuse that you didn't really do it and you saw Team Shadow run away.
Team Shadow did do it.
Team Shadow was who did it. You were just there. You were just witnesses.
Right.
Yes, Silver. What can I do for you?
Me and my Lapras were just swimming by this island, and we saw these three guys. They were tied up on the island. They were pretty beat up. They didn't look like good guys at all. And there was some Lapras.
You said you had some people tied up, and this sounds it could be Team Shadow.
I didn't have anybody tied up. There's these three guys. I saw them tied up on the island, and there was some Lapras, and something smelled really bad. But we didn't want to stick around too long, me and my Lapras, so we left.
This sounds like it could be the work of Team Shadow. Then they've been carrying their way through this region. They haven't done anything this bad yet, but we'll definitely send someone to look into it and see if we can get to the bottom of what's going on with this Team Shadow.
Wait, do you think do you think Team Shadow tied them up?
I think they might be Team Shadow. We know nothing about Team Shadow outside of the fact that they are a faction that seems to be working off of this idea of Team Rocket, and they are doing misdeeds throughout the entire region. They are doing heinous crimes. We've had reports of stuff up in Cerulean City with a cave. There was an Alakazam there that they had roughed up some Pokemon that were up there. We have had reports from Saffron City that they came inside and beat up a ton of the people. I'm sure you saw it in the paper. They stole some equipment from the Sylph Co. We've had a story out of Pewter City, out of a robbery. We've also had over in up in Cerulean City, even recently after saw that, some Pokemon that were reported kidnapped that have been left the telltale signs of Team Shadow, as well as in Fuchsia City even more recently with the Safari Zone. As we looked into more research, we have found signatures and different little notes from Team Shadow inside these places.
Wow, what are the telltale signs? I want to keep an eye out.
They tend to leave their mark. It is keep an eye out for it. It's a small red S that they leave as their calling card.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Also, who's giving you all this information? Is there like anonymous people calling in?
Well, it's of course. I mean, it's stuff you can access. Most of it has been posted in the newspaper. While you've been going into Pokemon centers, of course, through your travels, you've been checking the local newspaper, right?
Well, I gotta be honest, I really haven't been.
Listen, I know we're not like great friends here, Silver. I would always suggest you look into stuff like that to keep yourself in the most news that is happening around this town. But we've just heard a lot of stuff about this Team Shadow. They've left calling cards places. It seems like Team Rocket may have just been a front for. It's not really a thing. Team Shadow seems to be what we have known as Team Rocket to be. Team Shadow seems to span throughout everywhere. Did you hear about the Lieutenant Surge up in Vermilion City?
Yeah, I did actually.
Preliminary stuff has pointed us to him being a high-ranking officer of Team Shadow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, this is I can't even handle this. I don't even think I can stay on the phone any longer. Wow, thank you so much.
That's my bad. I'm sorry. We just don't get a lot in. So I'm sorry to have kept you. It's been a long day. But you said this is off of Route 13?
Yeah, off of Route 13. It's
Okay.
an island. You're going to see I saw 2 pontoon boats. It's kind of in some shrubbery, but I didn't want to go over there. Oh, man, I'm so glad I didn't. If it's Team Shadow, I don't know.
You're telling me. We'll be sure to send we'll be sure to send the Coast Charlies over there to check it out.
Okay, well, thanks. Bye. Hang
Alright,
up.
bye. Also, canonically, the Coast Charlies are a group of guys whose names are Charlie, who are the Coast Guard of the Pokemon world. I just canonically added that. Fun fact.
Nice. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to quickly turn them and say, we got to tie them up and we need to leave right now. Leaf, we got to talk. So I'm gonna quickly run and try and get them tied up with whatever we got.
As we tie them up, I'm going to tell Charmeleon to cut the Lapras free.
Charmeleon. You guys have done that. We can say, as you kind of leave these Lapras, these 2 larger ones and smaller when they kind of get out into the water and they kind of look back to all of you, and Silver, as you focus in, you hear one of the larger ones go, "Thank you," and kind of they hit their heads together, the 2 large ones, and you get this feeling from them that you have helped keep this family together, as the 3 of them swim off into the water.
I'm gonna kind of lean over to. Sorry.
You're gonna lean over to Sorry?
Nope. I'm gonna lean. My mic fell, so I didn't know how loud that was. I'm gonna lean over to Leaf, and I'm gonna just kind of whisper, talk while we're tying up together. I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure that everybody's got the wrong idea about us. They're connecting Team Rocket to things. They're connecting us to things that Team Rocket has done, and vice versa. And I think we might have some problems with Team Rocket spreading lies about us as well.
I mean, that would make sense. We haven't... The way we've been... We should talk about this with Marina.
Yeah, definitely.
And as the 3 of you hop aboard your Lapras and start to leave this place in your dust, we cut away to Viridian City. Inside the Viridian City gym, Giovanni sits behind his desk. The door swings open as Jesse, James, and Meowth step inside. "Boss?" They shake their head. Giovanni looks up with a paper outstretched. "Leave this at the next location." The camera slowly pans with a letter with a red S on it. As they step out the door closes. Fade to black. And that is where we will leave tonight's episode of Pokemon Dungeons and Dragonites, as the 3 of you head back towards land from this island here of this hideous place. I would like to thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this episode, be sure to let us know down below, and be sure to join us for our next adventure in the Kanto region. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.